equanimity basically means like peace, focus under duress, under pressure. And as you get into that 10-year room and you get into the 20-year room, there's a whole lot more equanimity in that room because we've learned how to direct our peace and focus under duress and pressure. And that's to your point. It's not the same fears as before. And we know how to function in them in a really productive way. So I'm always like, I look at anyone who's an elite performer, like that guy or that lady has a high degree of equanimity. And it's their ability to perform kind of in a peaceful or at least focused way as the room gets bigger and more pressurized. And that's what a Phil Knight that you're chasing. I know Phil a little bit. He's a neighbor. I don't know him really well. But I do feel like as that company grew, his equanimity level grew and they could execute at a higher and higher level as they went, as the pressure, notoriety, stress, problems, you get bigger and bigger, legal, everything's just bigger, right? And can you find more equanimity as you grow? That's the big thing in the 20-year room.
Dude, I think that's a key trait of any truly successful leader or entrepreneur is their ability to focus when chaos is happening for everybody else. You know what I mean?
Period, bro. That's number one to me. Once you get momentum, I agree with you.
Yeah. It's a powerful thing, you know, and I see that in young entrepreneurs as a flaw or a mistake they make a lot. Like when things are bad, guys, that's when you got to be calm. When things are good, that's when you got to put the pressure on. And one of the things that's taught me the skill of controlling my focus and my communication in the equanimity aspect has been when you and I have had conflict. Because, you know, when we first met each other, I would come at you with like how I would come at anybody, and it didn't go very well, right? Like we never got anywhere. And even the times whenever I've come at you where I've been fiery and you've stayed calm and respectful, that taught me like, oh, dude, that's how it's supposed to be. And dude, it's greatly improved my life, like in all regards. And it's one of the things, I never told you this before, but it's one of the things I'm most grateful for out of us being friends is that I learned how to not be a force of nature every time something goes wrong. You know what I mean?
Because your force of nature, to your Sal's point, is like that is what makes you great.
Yeah.
It's being able to direct it.
That's right.
When you need it.
Yeah.
And the other thing too, on your case, and I'm not just saying this, because this is really incredible to say out loud. So, and I have noticed that in you. I've noticed a lot of things in you the last 3 years. But for me to say this, and I mean this when I say it, the person that I know in my life that has grown the most of everybody that I know in my life the last 3 years is you. Grown. I'm talking about in everything, your communication, the way you think, the way you communicate. And by the way, that was already from an extraordinarily high level. That's what makes it you're an unbelievable example to people who think they're pretty far ahead right now and wonder how much they can grow. You are already worth millions of dollars. You already had incredible notoriety. You didn't need to change anything. Mm-hmm. And by the way, in the beginning, you would say, this is just me.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. You didn't need to change anything, yet to get to that Nike level, to get to that level where you're going to influence hundreds of millions of people, not millions of people, those growth things needed to take place. I have things I need to grow in.
Yeah.
I have the most admiration for people who grow, who there's no evidence that they actually really have to. Mm-hmm. And so everybody that I know, Arete, outside of Arete, all of my businesses, all of my friends, you've grown the most from an already elite high level. I just want to acknowledge that for you. I've never told you that either, but that's an actual truth for me.
I appreciate it, man. It means a lot.
Yeah, it's true.
You know, it's
and you got more to grow, and so do I.
Yeah,
and we push each other to do it.
That's honestly why I've gotten more quiet than what I have been. You know, a lot of people, we talked about this yesterday. You know, I think a lot of people think that I like fell off or some shit. I shut my mouth and I'm putting in the paying the dues, man.
You have reloaded, and if people really knew what the heck was going on in all, even the downloads of this show, how really well your social's doing, this building here, the growth of the company. He just said it a minute ago. I don't know if everyone caught that. 175 new people this year have been hired here. Like, hello, that's freaking psycho. And you're now looking at more space than even this place has.
We're building a building right next door.
It's crazy.
And we got to expand here first.
Yeah. I mean, we're very fortunate to be where we are right now. It's been a, and guys, you know, the reason we do look, I don't know how to say this. I was sounding like a jerk, but none of us here have to do this. And I'm not saying that so you could say, oh, thank you so much for doing it. But I hope you realize that there is a genuine difference between someone who's selling you information and somebody who's going to coach you, who needs to get the income to live the flashy life so then they can sell you more coaching, and somebody who actually runs real companies, which all of us do, multiple companies, which all of us do, and are going through it with you. because it's just not it's a completely different.
There's nothing like it in the world, because you're with the highest level entrepreneurs in the world and performers just in life that are executing along with you. And I'll just say this for sure. I'll state my life on this. The caliber of information that we teach, the tactics, the strategies, the details that we teach, there's nothing even remotely close to it in the world. And that's not disrespectful to anybody else.
No.
It's just a different animal. If you want to get fluffed up all the time, we're probably not that group. If you want to really learn how to change your life and or your business, there's no commercial here because it's application only. We turn away thousands of people every single year. We don't ever market it. You and I don't sell anything else. There's no other place where we're not going to get in there. I'm going to sell you some, some glue, or, we're not going to sell you books. You're in our deal. You're with us. We mentor you. So I hope that everybody understands it's the greatest environment, community in the world that's a force for good for both you personally and outside of your world. And don't even apply with us if you don't want to be a force for good in the greater world.
Right.
Because that's our higher calling. That's why you and I do it. That's why we take the time to do it. And we're very, very proud of so many of the people in the group that have just made quantum leaps in their business.
I'm not a fan of many people, but like, dude, if you don't work hard and you're not like, it's kind of like what Goggins says, like, I have to respect you to like you, and you've got to be grinding. You're the same way, dude. Like, if you don't respect someone, we can't even have a relationship. So I don't know. We must get that from dad or something, because we both have it. But anyhow, long story short, he told this story about Apple, and you guys don't know this, but Wozniak gave up a lot of his wealth.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Like, gave it away.
So much.
Yeah. And
billions.
Yes. Billions of dollars. He's a very good man, and the most influential man probably that's lived in our lifetime, because when you think of the technology he's created and what's come of it, I agree. Yeah. Most influential human that's currently living in our day-to-day life is Wozniak. And he said, out of all the cool shit that he's done, out of all the amazing things that he's done in his life, the biggest company in the world, you know, Apple, you know what I'm saying? Like his most prideful thing was when he would leave his headquarters, and he said there was a hill up on the side of his headquarters that he would drive through the neighborhood, and it was filled with $5 million houses. And he said it was all Apple employees. And dude, that to me, this is about everything. Arete, what we do at First Form, what we do with all of our companies that we do, it's all about creating better. And like, dude, what is better than that? You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, seeing those guys that we both know, like, win, like, to me, I don't know, to me, like,
it's the greatest reward for doing it is when you see someone take something that someone else probably taught you, or that you learned, that you've experienced through experience. It's not like you and I are smarter. We're just further down the road.
That's it.
We're just further down. We've had more experience, right? And I got to tell you, like, watching people take those things and then execute on them is the most, it's almost like everyone there's sort of like one of my kids almost, because I'm so proud of them when they do it. Frustrated with the ones who don't. Yeah. But the majority that do is like the most rewarding thing in the world. So that's, I forgot that he said that. You're right. That
dude,
was like,
it's what stuck with me. Yeah. Like I have his business card on my little shelf in my office where I keep, you know, like the cool things people give us. And every time I see that car, I think of that story. And I'm like, bro, that is why you're here.